In his opening fight, AKSIN beat Adam Hamori of Hungary on a split 4-1. Fights out of a shell, really, tucks up and then throws occasionally. But did enough in his first fight. OKAFOR got past Ahmed Mohammed of Somalia by unanimous decision. It was a pretty comfortable win, actually. Mohammed didn't really test him out at all. Very good physical condition, good feet. Doesn't really set himself when he punches, a little bit snatchy when he throws. So two kind of contrasting styles here, really. AKSIN, as you'll see, covers up, tucks up, kind of walks forward. But when he does throw, will look to try and land quite heavy. 28 years old, AKSIN. OKAFOR, just 21 from Frankfurt. So Turkey in the red, Germany in the blue. It's our first fight in Ring B in this afternoon session in the Cruiserweight division, 86 kilos. And Frank Fiacco of Canada, our man in the middle. There you go, gloves up for AKSIN. That's what he does, and then just launches himself forward with that right hand. This is what we will see from him. That is his method. He doesn't really look to move his head. He just keeps that guard up. Keeps the chin low, comes out there with a lead right hand almost. Quite hard to read because he's walking in relatively square sometimes, as he did there. And then just out came the right. OKAFOR just circling around him. Throws the jab, but hits the gloves. Steps in with a big left followed by a right there. AKSIN, then making contact with the inside of the glove is kind of an occupational hazard for him, really, because he throws those wide shots quite often. OKAFOR hitting gloves at the minute. Shoelace has come undone, the bootlace, so that needs to be sorted out. And the problem for OKAFOR, the problem for any fighter when you're facing someone like AKSIN, is that hitting his gloves and his forearms is the easiest thing in the world. He's not going to even try and stop you doing that. And just feeling that fist, feeling those knuckles on what feels like a kind of target area can make you feel like you're achieving something when actually you're not, because they're not scoring punches. You don't want to get into the rhythm of just hitting gloves, hitting forearms, and settle into that kind of range, because, as I say, it's got to be the knuckle part of the glove making contact with the torso or the front or the side of the head. That's a scoring punch. Midway through round one. There again, just a jab to the gloves. Smearing right hand, I think half clipped OKAFOR. He landed a couple there as AKSIN came in, and this is the key for OKAFOR. When AKSIN eventually does throw, that's when he gets his opportunity. That's not to say there is no value at all from hitting those gloves, because what it can do is just put him back on his heels, take the balance away a little bit, make it more difficult to launch those attacks. So you can occupy him by doing that. They're just not scoring punches. Winging a big kind of scything overhand right there, AKSIN. Little uppercut on the inside from OKAFOR, but then AKSIN opened out nice and sharp, nice and quick. Left hand was round the back from AKSIN. Jab came out from OKAFOR, was maybe just a little bit slow, and he looked to try and come straight over the top of it there, AKSIN, with an overhand right. Final 10 seconds of round one. Just sitting on the ropes there, AKSIN, looking to try and tempt OKAFOR in, and as I say, very contrasting styles here. Very contrasting. AKSIN, I think, I think did land more in that opening round. And he gets it across the board, 10-9s across the board. With him, it can be quite hard to work out what has landed clean because he throws these big, wide, smearing shots, and sometimes they just clip the opponent on the way past. Sometimes they do land with the inside of the glove. It is difficult to penetrate that guard that he's got. But OKAFOR has got to try and switch things up a bit, I think. Go down to the body. He's throwing that jab, that 1-2 straight down the middle. He's hitting the gloves, he's hitting the forearms. But he's got to try and look for that body as well. Just try and change the angle. It's not an impenetrable guard that he's got there, AKSIN. There's no such thing. So into the second round, the Turkish fighter in red with the advantage after round one. There's that right hand, just comes out with it. That definitely did land. He's got those gloves quite low, OKAFOR. He brings that jab back low. And that's why he looks for that right hand over the top of the jab. Single shots, but they're hitting the gloves there from OKAFOR, and AKSIN, as I said, just flings that right hand. And again, the 1-2, but it's hitting the gloves, it's hitting the forearms. He's not really making AKSIN think here, OKAFOR, as I say. Dip down, look for the body. Throw that 1-2 by all means, but then finish with a left to the body. Get a little bit tighter, a little bit closer, and try and throw that left in round the back of the elbow. Just backing up here, OKAFOR again with the jab. He's just not having any effect on AKSIN here. Absolutely none. Right hand on the inside there from OKAFOR, I think might have landed. AKSIN had opened out and just got slightly too close. That was better from OKAFOR. Looking for the uppercut. Didn't quite get through, but that's more like it. Rather than just jab the gloves and hit the gloves with a straight right hand, just try and vary it up, switch it up, because if that served him no real purpose in the fight so far. Final 30 seconds of round two. Just coming out of the corner there with the left hand AKSIN. When he backs up to the ropes, backs up to the corner, it's generally because he's happy enough to be there and wants to tempt his man in. OKAFOR is doing better in the final minute of this round. The right hand got through there. Well, AKSIN's taken that round, 10-9s again across the board, and I wouldn't argue because it wasn't all that dissimilar to the first round. I thought OKAFOR did better towards the end there. He looked for that uppercut. He just looked for a little bit more variety and slightly more success when AKSIN opened up. But in the first half of the round, the first couple of minutes of the round, it was AKSIN who got through with the punches that mattered, really, the punches that registered. So OKAFOR's got it all to do in this third and final round. again, just with the jab to the gloves. As I said right at the start in the first round, that jab to the gloves, that can keep your opponent occupied, but it can't be all you do, because you can see some body there. Straight left hand there from OKAFOR, might have just snuck through the guard. You can see some body around the back of those gloves. So if you throw that jab, throw that 1-2, and then just try and go to the body, dips down, just drops those knees, drops his height slightly, and then looks for the body there, OKAFOR. It's a very, very simple method that AKSIN has got. Left hand. He's got quick hands. When he throws, he doesn't hang around. And he gets those hands back up again nice and quick as well. That was a bit more laboured there from AKSIN, looking for the right hand as well, he gestured to the referee there. I thought maybe the lace had come undone again. Midway through round 3. And as we know, he's very much in a driving seat here. He's 2-0 up. OKAFOR working on the inside, but AKSIN just throws that one left hand, lands it back into his shell. OKAFOR steps in, beats up the gloves a little bit more. Left to the body from OKAFOR. Got through with that one. Through that 1-2 upstairs there, and then look down. Look down to the body. Landed the left into the pit of the stomach there as well. And frustratingly, it looks like right towards the end of round 3, he's hit upon the better method here, OKAFOR. It's too late. I know it sounds like I'm really getting on his case here, but when you're up against a fighter like this who's got that tight guard, it is impossible to cover every single inch. To just keep jabbing and hitting the gloves. Just doesn't make any sense. So the bell goes at the end of the fight there. OKAFOR raises a glove, but he's lost this. AKSIN has won because he was 2-0 up on 5 of the cards going into the third and final round. OKAFOR might have got that final round, possibly. I'd say it was his best round of the 3. Hasn't necessarily done enough to win it.
Ladies and gentlemen, ring P brings it close to about 327. With your judges ruling in favor of your winner by points, declared by unanimous decision, to the red corner, from Turkey, is Burak.
AKSIN gets, so we've got some split scoring in the final round there. 2 judges going for OKAFOR, so 3 scores of 30 points to 27 or 3 rounds to 0, 2 scores of 29 to 28 or 2 rounds to 1. And AKSIN salutes all 4 corners of the Stark Arena, celebrates with his corner team, and he goes through to the quarter-final. So he's now 1 step away from, at the very least, coming away from this World Championships with a bronze medal and $25,000 US. That is a serious amount of money.
Representing Mexico, Rogelio